Welcome back, Marble Race fans, to the monthly Marble Race. I'm your master of ceremonies, Rusty Undercarriage, and it's time for day one of the semifinals. Today, our first 8 semifinalists will compete in a 3-heat series, with the winner of each series moving on to the finals. And how do you win a series? Well, with points, of course. And here's how the scoring works. 5 points for first, 3 points for second, 2 points for third, and 1 point for fourth, and you guessed it, no points if you don't finish. Our teams continue to fight it out for glory, and they are Team White, Team Hojo Dojo, Team Karma Jolt, and the Side Order. Which team's racers will roll ever closer to that $150 Canadian grand prize? Well, let's send it over to the commentary table that's always willing and able, Cliff Racker and Rodinson.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Day 3. Today we are going to have 8 racers, and 1 or 2 of them are going to go home as our finalists. But before we get into that, I am Cliff Racker.
And I am Odinson, and welcome to the first day of the semifinals. I'm very excited to get into it. I'd like to welcome all our teams who I'm sure are raring to go. And before we get too far into all that, I just want to remind you all to like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Because hey, here at the Side Order, you will always have a seat at the table. So pull up a chair and join us.
Today we have a big roster managing to get split up over the couple days. We have for the teams, we have Jen B for Karma Jolt, Jackie J for Karma Jolt, Lexi Wolf for Karma Jolt, and Enigma and YY and Karma himself all on his team. Team Wipe has Biscuit, Rabbit Rob, Orange Stang, and Falcon Fan 73. Can't forget about Team Hojo Dojo having Arcade Pop, Johnny Knight, and Mr. Smith. And us, at the Side Order, we have Stan, Asim, and Stan again. With all that being said, let's get down to the track and see who our racers are for today.
Well, we do have 2 rounds of racing with 3 heats each in those rounds, 4 racers. And we'll see who can score the most points, and they will be moving on to the final. Here we go, without wasting any time, getting right into it.
No time wasted, as it seems like Biscuit is taking up the lead only for mere seconds as Gen B now hops into first place. Skipping over the little pillars there.
I'd like to get those early points if they can, and they're certainly trying to here. We'll see how they do in the later going of the race.
Going up through the fruit belt, everyone seems to be well clustered together.
Most of the racers taking the shorter route there.
Nice.
And that's going to help them later on.
Gen B, though, making a very astronomical lead. Is anyone going to catch up? There's Stan.
There's Stan and Biscuit and Arcade Pop all coming along right behind.
Oh, nice. Pull back in, and Gen B is moving down. Yet again, lightning speed. Hanging out with those bees, though.
Well, nobody seems to get through the bees very smoothly, but they do eventually get through. And Gen B maintaining her lead here in the very first race of day 3. Day 1 of the semis, of course.
That is correct, as Gen B is yet again moved through the log area without any real hesitations. Little skip. Biscuit and Stan are close behind. Through the cornfield and up to the Side Order hallway, or backrooms hallway. Ooh.
Well, she hasn't been looking back at all during this one, and so far has maintained a pretty solid lead.
Nice way through the gears. As Biscuit is close behind.
Stan and Arcade Pop aren't that far behind him.
It's anyone's move right now. Gen B moving down and around the track. Through this water bowl. Can she bounce off the rooftop there? Biscuit, oh, there's a stall.
Biscuit stalling out on the track there, and there's Gen B finally getting down the drain and onto the garden path.
Taking the quicker side, but fumbling with it there.
Well, like I mentioned in one of the previous day's races, sometimes you can hit that faster path coming out of it. You can just hit that wall wrong and it steals all of your momentum. And that looks to be exactly what happened to Gen B there.
As she's heading into the mushrooms, is she gonna get hung up? Oh. Nope, just barely pulls her way through. And
a little bit hung up there, losing all her momentum, but looks like she's probably gonna run. There it is. Gen B wins the first race, gets herself 5 points.
congratulations, Gen B, for getting 5 points. Oh, Johnny, or no.
That was Arcade Pop.
Arcade Pop stalling out there.
Stan having a little bit of difficulty, but it does look as though he'll cross the finish line and get 3 points.
Nice move on Stan. Getting that second place. And it looks like the other two happen to have DNFs, so that's 0 and 0. Way to go, a sim, moving forward into the next heat. Or not a sim, Gen B, I'm looking at the wrong page. Congratulations, Gen B, on moving on to the next heat.
Well, at least on getting yourself 5 points in that heat. Of course, you're moving on to the next heat. Everyone is. But, you know, if you can get another win here, that pretty much seals the deal for you. So, you know, Gen B trying to get that second victory for sure.
As we're moving up into hung up on the tree there, allowing Arcade Pop to move down into first place.
Arcade Pop, last month's champion, as I do believe we have mentioned.
That
so
is
if you're the other racers, you've got to be worried about him.
Especially holding on to that first place the way he is. Another complete takeover, maybe, for Arcade Pop.
Well, it seems like Stan and Gen B are right there. Biscuit's not too far behind them.
Everyone's right neck and neck. Giving Arcade no breathing room. As he makes his way into the stairs of greatness. Fall closely behind by Stan.
Stan is very, very close behind. I do wonder what happened to Gen B and Biscuit. They were right there, but there's Gen B. Haven't seen Biscuit. There he is.
There's Biscuit. Arcade Pop making the swerve around and nicely tucked into the shell.
He went in there about as smooth as he'd like. We'll see how he makes it through the bees.
Ooh, getting stung a little bit, but
that's one of the quicker and smoother ways we've ever seen anybody go through the bees right there.
That is correct. With an epic push here. Jumping over, taking the longer route. Or the shorter route, but the longer path. I don't know how to explain that one. You don't have to deal with the spinner. Through the gears. Some panels to slow them down from jumping out.
Ooh, Stan making a little move, jumping off the ramps there. Hope that pays off for him. But so far, Arcade is running away with this one.
Through the grooves, and oh, a little bounce there. Is it enough to pull back forward? Yep.
It's enough, but that could have cost him and may cost him later down the road.
Very possible. Stan is right on his heels. Weaves through that without issue, as most of the marbles have. Technically, they were there before, they're now actually colored in. As Arcade Pop makes his way down through the garden, no problem. Gen B right behind Stan.
Arcade Pop's still leading the pack, though, coming down through. See, there you go. He came out of that much smoother than in the last race's leader. See, it's that shorter path but it is faster, as we have established.
As Arcade Pop is trudging through the mud. Out of there, into the mushrooms.
Having a little bit of difficulty navigating the mushrooms, and
Oh.
he may have stalled out right there.
Arcade Pop's only hope now is if another marble can hit him or that bouncer pad. He just stalled out, it looks like, just before able to apply pressure to it. Oh, Biscuits passes by and says nope to that.
Biscuit denies him getting moving and takes the lead for himself. And it looks like he's going to score himself 5 points. There it is.
Good job and congratulations, Biscuit. Putting yourself up on the board.
All right, well, there's a look at that race. Gen B coming in second, scoring herself 3 points. That puts her at a pretty good lead with 8 points.
That does, giving her a solid chance, and still, yet from the beginning match, giving her a team overall 1 point. Because yet again, every time you cross that finish line, you give your team a chance for that Creators Cup. As they are literally all lined up, who is going to go up the tree first? Looks like Stan, followed quickly behind by Gen B.
Stan taking an early lead here. I wonder how long he can hold it. You know, if he can put a victory together here, he might be able to pull this out.
It would be a tie, yes.
Yeah, if he pulled out a victory and Gen B failed to finish, it would be a tie.
However, the other contender for this is Biscuit. Unfortunately, Arcade himself has been weaned out mathematically.
No, unfortunately, Arcade does no longer have a chance to win, but that's okay. He did win last month. He can't win them all.
Can't win them all, that is very correct. As Stan is moving in at a lightning pace, can he continue this?
He's trying to force that playoff. We'll see if he can succeed. But there's Gen B actually saying, no way, I'm coming with you.
And same thing with Biscuit, right behind. Oh, there's Arcade Pop making it in.
He may be mathematically out of it, but he is not at all letting this race go.
Nope, he's definitely still wanting a part and showing at least the reason why he won last month.
That's right, showing the true heart of a champion, racing anyway.
As it looks like Dan makes his way down very slowly.
Very
Hesitant.
slowly, but he made it by far first.
Past the bees and down through the tube. A little bit of weeble wobbling going on there.
Uh-oh, that is not a good sign. Looks like he may be stalled out or at least slowed down in a major way. Arcade Pop overtaking him as he's having trouble going through those fans.
Taking advantage of that situation is Arcade Pop. Nice way down through the tubes, but Biscuit racing by. No time for any of that.
Biscuit, almost seemingly out of nowhere, coming out and taking that lead.
If he ends up taking this, that would make him our first finalist.
Well, it looks as though he may have this. I don't know. The only other person behind him is Stan, and we're not sure that Stan... Well, no, there's Arcade.
There's Arcade, there's Stan. Everyone's still in play, except for, I guess, Gen B is kind of tucked away back there.
However, it's not over for her, because depending who wins, there could be a playoff forced.
That is correct. As Biscuit is up on the ramp, all three of them are on the ramp.
Except for Gen B, who has gone missing this particular round.
Oh, back by the Hojo Godzilla. Looks like the three racers are spinning quite bad. Who's going to be the first one to make that drop? It looks like... Nope. Biscuit is, yes.
Well, that makes sense. He did make it into the bowl first, so he lost his momentum first and made it into the hole. What was going to change that maybe is if somebody else hit him or he hit someone else. As we've seen many times in these races, hitting someone else is usually a death sentence.
That's it. That's marble death toy. As Woo has a change of heart there. Almost wanted to ring out. Trudging through the mud. Is he caught in the bouncing? Nope. He's moving forward. It is, struggling to get up that hill.
He's trying. Oh, there he makes it, but barely. And Stan looks to have stalled out in the mud.
Stan has managed to lose all his momentum. Arcade Pop is trying to push through for at least some sort of points, at least crossing that finish line. Gen B has also stalled out.
And Biscuit has won the race.
So Biscuit's across. Looks like Stan ended up stalling there as Arcade Pop takes the nice second place.
It's all academic though. It looks as though Biscuit is our first semi-finalist.
Congratulations, Biscuit, on moving forward to being our semi-finalist.
All in all, a very, very close series of races. Almost could have gone any way for anyone, but in the end, Biscuit ends up taking it.
Stan does manage to get moving and gets himself 2 points. Yet again, it's all in the nay.
It's all academic at this point and doesn't really mean anything as Biscuit has taken it by 2 points.
So there you see the counter there of the race statistics, and here you'll have the final score results showing that Biscuit, you are moving on. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Biscuit, and gotta be a little bit disappointing if you're Gen B there. She was so close. If she had just been able to come in third or better, she would have at least forced a playoff. But nope, not to be. Better luck next month.
With that being said, I would like to send a big old message to everybody that, hey, you should try out some Swift.
It is delicious. It's very delicious.
We're also trying in the works of getting our own product out there called Rocket Juice, flavored like Rocket Popsicle, and the best way to get it is at swift.gg. Use side order 25 and get 25% off.
And that's on the whole site-wide. That's not even on just our stuff, that's on anybody's stuff. That promo code works site-wide, so go get yourself a little bit of a delicious drink.
Should also mention too that if you do enjoy the music that is being played throughout this, check out Epidemic Sound. They are amazing. They provide great quality sound service, sound effects, and new to their services is AI voiceovers. If that's your thing and that's your jam, check them out. Link is posted below.
Excellent. Well, I can't wait for the next round to start. It looks like we're going to have a very exciting round of racing if the first round was any indication.
That is correct, as we're slowly getting ready here for this round, which will have Jackie J for Team Karma Jolt, Rabid Rob for Team Wipe, Johnny Knight for Team Hojo Dojo, and us at the side order, we have Asim. Totally excited for this. Just a few moments of quick cleaning up, and then we'll be on our way. So there you have the teams right there.
Yeah, there are the teams listed for you again. We're getting ready for them to go down to the track and kick this off. We're certainly ready here in the booth. I hope you're ready at home because this is going to be an exciting round of racing. And here we go.
They are off, with it looking like Rabid Rob is holding up in first place, but only for how long? He does continue holding on. It looked like Jackie J might have squeaked in there ahead of him, but Just as I say that, Jackie J takes that opportunity.
Yeah, he does indeed sneak in there. Rabid Rob will definitely be rabid in chasing him, though, for the rest of this race, if his previous performances have been any indication.
That is very correct. As yet again, Jackie is now moving up and moving fast, trying to make that distance.
Jackie J first one onto the stairs. Rabid Rob jumps right onto the same stair, not letting Jackie J gain any distance at all.
Same thing with the Sim and Johnny Knight. They are literally all neck and neck.
It's a pretty close race here in the first round. But Jackie J, first one to make it down the hole and into the beehive. And makes it through the beehive about as smooth as you would like.
That is correct. Just flying through.
Just flying through everything.
Ooh.
Wow.
Jumped off and actually uses one of the small benefits of the teleporter or the portal that's below, which is it is set right at that waterfall.
Rabid Rob looked like he was getting a little caught up in the fans there.
Hopefully he can get unmoved from that. The Sim is closely behind Jackie J, who is going to get that 5 points.
Jackie J certainly moving along really quick up that ladder. A Sim looking to be the only one who's contesting right now. We did see Johnny Knight back there somewhere, but he looks like he might be a little bit distant to be doing any sort of contesting for any sort of place in this race right now. And a Sim takes first place, look at that.
A Sim cuts ahead, wow, with a very unique move. Now leaving Johnny Knight and Jackie J in the back.
Not only that, he's taken a pretty significant lead. He came through that mud pretty clean. And through the mushroom forest as well, very, very cleanly. And it looks like he's going to take this first round.
That is 5 points for a Sim. And it looks like there, Jackie J is stalled out, giving Johnny Knight a chance. Oh, there was a bump. There was a bump. Jackie J stalls out again though. Wow, 2 stalls.
Wow, it is not Jackie J's day there. Wow, you would almost expect a little bit better from a former champion. Jackie J, like Arcade Pop, has won this once before. And there's Johnny Knight getting himself a sweet 3 points.
And Rabid Rob is chilling in a bucket.
Yeah, apparently the other two just couldn't make the end of the track and bailed.
There you have the points, folks.
You almost hate to see that if you ring out in these three race rounds, it can really affect your ability to move on to the next round.
It can, especially if you do it more than once. As it seems like Rabid Rob is going to try and make up for having that 0 points, and yet again flying through the starting part of this track at just an insane pace. The only person that can even catch up to him was Jackie J, but then a Sim does the same thing again, pulling into that first place.
Wow, he likes to just come right out of nowhere and try to steal that first place, and he's pretty good at it. That's twice now that we really haven't seen him take that first place, but he's taken it. And Johnny Knight steals it back.
Johnny Knight's moving in, a Sim's closely behind. Oh, but a Sim jumps him.
Ooh, a Sim makes that fast jump, and Jackie J jumps most of the staircase to join a Sim on the high stair. But a Sim makes it to that staircase first, into that ladder, and up it far faster than any of the other racers. However, Jackie J gets down that turtle shell.
Down through the tubing here, doing quite well at that. Seems like Rabid Rob is stalled out again. This is unfortunate for Team Wipe.
It's not seeming like Team Wipe's day here today. Jackie J showing everybody how it's done. Johnny Knight not letting him get too far ahead. Nassim is still in it.
Between these 3 remaining contestants, it is literally neck and neck. It might seem like Jackie J has quite a lead, but he's still got the most treacherous part of the course yet to come.
Well, he made it through the rocks and gears pretty smoothly there and through the rest of that. Now we'll see which path he takes on the garden path and how fast he negotiates it.
You've just seen a quick glimpse of Rabid Rob there, and yes, it is official. He happened to stall out.
Well, that is unfortunate, but that will definitely end Rabid Rob's race series. I mean, of course, he will still be a racer in the next race. But even if he wins, that will, of course, end his race series here this month. I hate to see it.
Here's Jackie J, though, moving up into first place. He's just got to navigate the mud and the mushrooms.
I almost was worried about the speed he had there. He took a bad bounce coming into it and lost most of his momentum.
I think that might have actually cost him, as the other two marbles are right close behind. I think a sim made it across. Yes, everything's happening at lightning speed. These marbles are not slowing down. Now it's between Jackie J and Johnny Knight.
But a sim has actually won again, and that will be enough to move him on to the finals.
And Jackie J just jumps off the rooftop.
And so did Johnny by the looks of it.
So, wow. Pretty sure the points on that will go to the board, and it's... Oh, he did cross.
Johnny did cross. He did cross the finish line, but then jumped out afterwards.
So, a sim with 5 points, Johnny with 3, moving us on to the next round, because the other two gentlemen happen to ring out.
However, it all doesn't matter anymore. Congratulations, Asim. You are our second finalist. Mathematically, no one else can win now.
Johnny has a small chance.
I do believe if Johnny manages to get...
But it's all on where a sim places.
It's all on where a sim places. Johnny has to win and a sim has to get, I believe, third. And then it forces a playoff. If he gets third or lower, it forces a playoff. If he gets fourth, Johnny wins. However, well, we'll have to see what happens.
As Rabid Rob is trying to make that defense yet again.
If anyone else wins, then a sim moves on.
As Jackie J is just flying through. Is it going to be enough? Yet again, it's still the point of winning is still getting that team point, so even if you are mathematically counted out, still crossing that finish line can get your team one more chance. Step closer towards the Creators Cup at the end of the year.
Well, that is true. That is true. So there is at least, pride of the creator and the creators in the Creator Cup here at stake. So there's definitely something to be racing for.
As Jackie J is doing the spinner quite well. Handles that nicely down the shorter track.
Even comes out of that fairly smooth, maintaining most of his momentum. Most people hit that opposite wall and almost stop dead. So nice move from Jackie J.
Very good, as Jackie J is now flying through and gets himself 5 points and Team Karma Jolt 1 point.
Well, there it is.
If a sim can cross, I mean, even if not, well, no, I guess.
No, even if not. Even if not, at this point, a sim has won, and that is all. Congratulations to him. You will be going on to the semifinals.
We'll be moving forward on with Biscuit Gaming. That's correct, yes.
With Biscuit from Team Wipe.
As there is a sim getting a little shove from Johnny, just to make that victory that much more.
Well, at least that's second place, so that does indeed absolutely cement the fact that Asim is our winner and our second semi-finalist here today.
Awesome, awesome. As now we're just going to get ready for a quick little bit of final goodbyes, but before we do that, I do want to show you guys all the points and whatnot. As we will have Jackie J with 5, Johnny Knight with 8, and a Sim with 13. So congratulations to Sim, moving on. And with all that being said, I thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow.
Tomorrow, of course, we have the second day of the semifinals, and I can hardly wait for it. Make sure you come on back for that. It should be another highly exciting day of racing.
That is very true. And like I've said before in the middle point there, if you are feeling a little bit thirsty, check out swift.gg, use our promo code, and if you happen to like the music that you're hearing, check out Epidemic Sound. We would love to have you, and they do offer great programs and other things for creators.
Alright, well, thank you very much for joining us here today.
I have been Glyphracker.
I have been Odinson. And please don't forget to check out our Discord. Link to that is in the description below, as is a link to our merch shop if you'd like to get yourself a side order trinket. And hey, do you like the races? Are you a creator? Then maybe you would like a chance to get your community a team for next month's race. We will happily allow you to sponsor a whole team or half of one. Just contact us in our official Discord or reach out to our email at thesideorder@hotmail.com. Don't be slow, get your team ready to go.
And with all that being said, you guys know the deal, which is, see you tomorrow.
Take it easy, y'all.